have all of those favorable qualities that great lattice brace guitars have, like a very quick response time and so much sustain of the fundamental. Just listen how it rattles on and on. I swear, it's like as soon as I think I know all of the great Australian makers, I find another that I haven't played yet and just am blown away. Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I am exploring this instrument by the Australian luthier Ashley Sanders. This one is from the year 2025, and what can I say? Yet another great Australian maker. I mean, if it's not Greg Smallman, Jim Redgate, Simon Marty, Kim Liserog, Dominic Roscioli, and I'm missing so many, of course. And then there's another. It's like, gosh, on this continent, there are so many great luthiers. It's so much fun to explore these guitars and find out what are the subtleties in between them, or not so subtleties. In fact, from that list, they vary greatly, despite almost all of them using a lattice brace design. Let's get a little bit more into this guitar. Ashley Sanders was first a cabinet maker, and he dealt with making and designing furniture. And then becoming a guitar maker, of course, applied a lot of these designs. It is a guitar with very few frills, and I would like to think that comes a lot from his furniture design days. It's not a lot of frills aesthetically, which I quite like this type of guitar, but everything has to do with the sound, and there's a lot of meticulous details there, and we're going to get into them. First off, it has a very nice cedar top with some very nice medullary rays in the cedar. Do you see these lines? In the cedar top, it's really quite nice. It's in beautiful condition, by the way, with a couple of little scratches here in the bottom belt and little marks from strings touching down, but no string dings. And other than that, it's in pretty much flawless condition. It looks French polished to me, but it is in fact a very thin coating of nitrocellulose at the top and back of the guitar, which many luthiers are turning to today. If it's done correctly, then it does not affect the sound at all, and it's much more hardy to the touch. Of course, we get hot when we play, that wears down the back of the guitar. Where our arm rests on the guitar, even with something protecting the top of the guitar, that can wear it down. But this should bring you a little bit more comfort when getting to know this brand new guitar, that you don't need to take breaks and make sure everything's so carefully placed on the guitar with 10 rags between your chest and the guitar. You see what I'm saying? It brings a little bit more comfort. Taking a look here at the rosette of the guitar, we've got some nice colors going on. None of them pop in a way that's flamboyant. They're very subtle. You've got browns and greens and this tan color. A little bit, it almost reminds me of a little bit of like a rattlesnake pattern here in the middle between each of these little motifs. And then you have this nice little rope motif on the outside and inside, very nice. You'll see his label here. This is his 76th guitar from the year 2025. It says Port Elliot, South Australia. And then, of course, this is a lattice-braced guitar, and perhaps you could say in the Australian style. And when you put a mirror inside the guitar, and unfortunately I can't cut to a clip here, but when you put a mirror inside the guitar, you would notice these little black lines at all the intersections of the lattice. This is not carbon fiber, but actually I believe a maple veneer that has been colored. For more reinforcement, but without the use of artificial materials. And I think that really translates to the sound of this guitar. It's very organic sounding, but still with all these benefits of the lattice brace design. But we'll get more into that in a second because I haven't revealed the back and sides of this guitar. Look at this stunning set of Ziricote. I mean, a really nice piece of wood. There's a nice gloss to this finish. The sides of the guitar are equally stunning. And just what a nice thing to have a beautiful piece of wood here to look at on the back and sides. Of course, it helps with the sound of the guitar as well. You'll notice the bindings and purflings of this guitar are quite wide, creating this nice little border and separation between the top and the sides and the back and the sides here. No raised fingerboard on this guitar, yet I do find it very easy to play the upper frets. It has a super, super low action. In fact, Maybe you guys can let me know if this is a nice part of the videos for you or not. But measuring the action in at just over 3.5 millimeters from top of fret to bottom of the string, the 6th string, and 2.5 at the 1st. Now this surprised me, is when I felt it, before I even played the guitar, when I felt it, I was like, uh-oh, this is gonna buzz everywhere. But look how hard I'm pushing this guitar. It certainly shows you how he studied playability, because this is a breeze to play with a super low action. Okay, when it comes to the neck of the guitar, besides that ebony fingerboard, medium frets or so, we've got fret dots on the 5th and 7th fret. We have a fairly C-shaped neck, not too thick, not too thin. This is a standard 650 scale length and a 52 millimeter, maybe just a little bit shy of 52 millimeter nut width. And when it comes to the headstock, you'll see that veneer of Ziricote, again, what's used on the back and sides. And then what I really love is that we have barnet tuners here on the head of the guitar, a nice set of tuners, super, super high quality. At least for me, it shows that he cares enough to put something that you're going to really appreciate every day that you tune this guitar and hopefully own for the rest of your life. Well, I really want to get into the sound of this guitar, despite how beautiful it is to look at. Like I said, very first impression, when you play the basses, you'll be struck just by how long they rattle on. And I can not emphasize enough how much that really assists you in playing things. Like when I play this part of Prelude 11, it just makes you feel like you can linger on any of the bass notes. But well, on that note, why don't we just try a little bit of Prelude 11 by Tárrega. You know, somehow Ashley Sanders here has bridged this sort of border between clarity in the mid-range, but not making it a very squawky, honky sounding guitar like some lattice brace guitars come out to be. Like this, it's always this A7 touch. It's very clear. You hear this G and C sharp very well, including this E. But it doesn't have this honky sound to me. And every voice comes out so well. And these trebles have that same glow. And I would classify these trebles as a little bit more sultry and warm, rather than those ones that might come off a little bit too responsive and bright. You sort of get buried in a very distinctive character that this guitar supplies. That is very even in nature. I mean, you hear this. All of these notes seem to emerge from the guitar with the same spirit, the same volume. Yeah, and also that continues past this 10th fret. See, it's interesting. You get all evenness in the attack. Maybe this is one of the benefits of Lattice, but you get all evenness in attack, yet it doesn't sacrifice this magical character of the overtones emerging from the guitar, the sympathetic vibrations. after you pluck a note, right? This is really even, but those overtones just support you in this feeling of sustain. Anyhow, let's try a couple more musical passages. I'd like to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's a growing community here. I release a few videos every week. Of course, you can find more information about this guitar at guitarcollection.com. There'll be a link to it in the description. There'll be a whole album of photos, the listing there. And you'll also find a place where you can sign up for the email list. I believe it's at the top of the page, and also in the About area or Contact area of the page. And that way you get notified by email about new guitars before they become publicly available. Whoa, I haven't even tuned this thing up to standard tuning yet. Impressive. Whoa, it really fills up from bottom to top. Wow, that's really nice. We'll have to try some stuff in E minor then. How about this? A lot of power in this guitar, and still the ability to be very sensitive and dramatic, actually. Well, let's explore the strings individually on this guitar. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and congratulations to Ashley Sanders on this beautiful instrument that was built this year. Check it out at guitarcollection.com, and I'll see you in the next video.